I am A1C Hannah Roberson. I am an all-source intelligence analyst, and I work in the 3rd OSS.
My name is Technical Sergeant Caleb Wood. I'm a comm guy, so career field is 1 Delta 7 X1 Alpha Quebec, and I'm assigned to 11th Air Force staff.
So in about 2 months, we'll be marking the first year living without my mom. She committed suicide while I was in tech school, about like my last 2 weeks of tech school. And got the call when I got home from class, and it was my mom's best friend on the phone crying and telling me that my mom was gone. It's really hard adjusting to life without your mom, especially with the intensity and how she left me and everyone. She struggled with bipolar disorder, and among a few different things. She was a veteran herself. It's hard because it's hard to tell someone what to do, or if they're experiencing those thoughts, how to solve what's going on, because there's no right answer and there's no direct path. Everyone's experience is so personal, and every situation is different. You can't tell one person the same thing you're going to tell another person. And I would just, if my mom were here right now, I would make sure to tell her how much she means to me and how every moment was worth it, and that I would give anything to fight with her one more time, get the silent treatment or anything, because that would mean she was still here with me. Just find someone that will tell you how much you're worth if you're having a hard time finding that yourself.
So I don't have anything hugely, like, nobody was affected. Nobody near me was affected. This wasn't a case of like someone I know committed suicide or whatever like that. It's more of a personal thing for me, for sort of like an exit sign. It was something that's always in the background, not really like something that I had somewhere I always wanted to go. It's just a case of like, it's always there in the background, it's always an option, but it never got quite bad enough for me to go. And I thought about suicide for probably like the last 10, 15, 20 years of my life, which is probably not the most healthy thing. But it wasn't up until the last probably 3 years of being at this assignment where I actually went and got help and like addressed issues and got drugs and all that sort of things to try and address the underlying problems there. So I've always had underlying issues probably since I joined, and I'm not really good at coping with things for the most part, but I was always able to get like satisfaction out of the job and like what I was doing, achieving things, fixing things, whatever, as a comm guy. So router switches, that was my jam. Fixing things, making things work, and making things work for people and be able to do their job. But getting to this assignment, it wasn't what I expected or what I was wanting, and I wasn't able to get job satisfaction the same way I was in my previous assignments, which sucks. But it was a blessing in disguise, because I was able to get what I needed, get the help I needed, and that little last push of not enjoying the job and not having that to fall back on, and actually having to figure out like how to take care of myself and figure out like healthy coping habits and that kind of stuff, which was fantastic. But again, it was darkest for the dawn kind of stuff, and pushed me in the dirt before I was able to figure out what I wanted to do and how to healthily cope with things rather than just having the big sad all the time. I will always say that it's better to be healthy and lose access to job stuff than it is to just keep trucking along, having a bad time, and I'll just get through it, I'll get through it, whatever. It wears away at you, and it drags you down after a little while. There's always so much of that you can do.
just find someone you feel safe with and talk to them, because it's gonna be okay. And that's something that's so hard to understand in the moment when you really want to leave, is that it's gonna be okay. And there are people that love you, and tomorrow is very beautiful, you know? It's just hard to see that in the moment. And I don't know what to exactly say to someone other than like, stay and choose yourself and keep going. And it's never wrong to get help, because I promise you, if you don't think it's going to affect someone, it will.